Segment of today's podcast, according to the Russian state, and they're the ones they could be using their sales figures. They could be making propaganda in the line and make it seem worse than it is. So take that with a grain of salt. But according to Russia, they don't think the EU can do it. At least not for another decade or so. Um, it is what it is. We just went over some countries are just we can't do it, we can't do it at all. So until you actually show us an alternative, we can't even we can't even entertain the idea of doing it because we'll get fucked so bad. um, and you can't really blame them for doing it too, and it's sad what's going on in Ukraine and stuff, but why, how can you ask another country to severely cripple its people because of somebody else's conflict? I don't know if there's any Star Trek fans in the audience, but the Prime Directive. You don't get involved in other people's conflicts.
That's how winning is done.
I don't know. It's a tough call, especially Austria, which is in the EU, which a lot of NATO countries are, and they get led by a NATO EU country, might as well be EU, and they get fucking, they have to listen to this, and it's we're not even NATO. This is not even our fight. So it's a fucking tough call, man. It really is. Uh, we'll see how it goes. But let's get into this. The Russian DY Premier claims EU won't be able to replace Russian oil gas in the next 5 to 10 years. It's they won't be able to commit their goal for that. Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak claimed that the EU will not be able to fully replace Russian oil and gas in the next 5 to 10 years. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I wish you Godspeed, but it is what it is, because I don't think any of us should. Even if you can't do it in 10 years, you have to do it in 15. I mean, providing your own needs is the way forward, every single country. Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak on Friday claimed that the European Union EU will not be able to fully replace Russian oil and gas in the next 5 to 10 years. He also stated that the opinion is echoed by the significant players in the global energy market. The Deputy Prime Minister stressed that foreign energy corporations normally do not stop cooperating with Russia voluntarily, and Moscow believes that rationality will prevail in the long run. According to Novak, Europe has very few viable alternatives to Russian oil energy sources, and the EU's rationality is crucial to the future of European industry and people. In an article for the magazine Energy Policy, Novak analyzed the current situation in the global energy market and claimed that American LNG producers have long sought to capture a large share of European market. However, the lack of infrastructure required to purchase LGN has prevented them from doing so. Apart from the United States, the EU has looked at Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Algeria as potential energy imports. I mean, some of these are not good choices, like Saudis. Um, Qatar seems to be a neutral source, but I don't know. And I Kuwait seemed to be a neutral source, but I don't know, and I don't know nothing about Algeria. But it. These are the things that you have to think about, and is it even feasibly possible? Russians don't think so. Europe seems to think it can, or at least it has no choice but to try. That's the way the cookie crumbles here. However, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, already said that its members countries won't be able to compensate for decreasing Russian energy supplies on the international market, Novak wrote in an article Sputnik reported. I mean, if OPEC actually said that, I mean, can we believe OPEC? Do you believe OPEC? I don't know. South America and South Africa could replace Russia in terms of coal supply to EU. The Russian Deputy Prime Minister also stated that South America and South Africa may not be able to replace Russia in terms of coal supply to the EU, but experts believe that it would be difficult for these regions to offer adequate rates owing to a large logistical expenses and heightened demand. Novak further outlined that high volatility and an extraordinary surge in energy prices were a quick response to the uncertainty created by unfriendly countries' anti-Russian sanctions. He also claimed that the price of European gas futures hit nearly 4,000 per 1,000 cubic meters, while oil was trading at $140 per barrel and coal was trading at $460 per ton. And this is a tough. Europe's stuck between a rock and a hard place on this one. I mean, maybe we could be that alternative supplier, but they don't want to do all that production. climate nuts and all. Russian defends decisions to switch gas payments to rubles. According to Novak, Russia's decision to switch gas payments to rubles is logical because the country has the right to be fully compensated for its deliveries and can no longer receive payment in other currencies owing to mounting sanctions. It should not be mentioned here that the Kremlin stated last week that Moscow will redirect coal supplies to alternative markets after the European Union rejected the shipments. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Perkskov asserted that coal shipments will be delivered to different markets as Europe refused to consume. I mean, I don't know why you had to repeat that twice in that last statement. But that's the Russian take on it, and the last segment was the EU's take on it. And the first two is what we're doing to help us. This is the state of the world right now with this fucking shitty policy, shitty globalist fucking oh nothing crap. It seems to be coming because you're like, if you don't have enough gasoline to drive a car, why own one? If you don't have enough fertilizer to grow food, why own a farm? Live in the pod, eat the bugs. Get the Neuralink. Get fucking automatically connected to the metaverse. Get the tube of the bug paste into just to get real extreme with it and shit. Like we're headed down a really dark path. We need to figure this out. At least here in America. Maybe start to put America first, but I don't know. We've come through fucking fucked up shit before, and we've come out stronger than before as a species. Maybe this is no different, but as we went over last week, China's collapsing. Russia's saying the Russian state media is saying it's World War III, and fucking our president is unfit. Our government is unfit and playing retarded fuck games, and this is the reality of the circus that we live in. Oh, the world. Uh, I can't. I can't even with this shit anymore. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.